The night my life ended, I didn't yell. I didn't break anything. I shook his hand and signed the paper he slid across the table. Because sometimes, the moment you stop resisting is the moment you start winning. My name is Emily Blair. I'm 27 years old, born and raised in Ohio, and until a couple of years ago, I believed betrayal was loud, obvious, something you could see coming. I was wrong. My father, Mark Blair, was the kind of man people respected instantly. Successful attorney. Community events. Firm handshake. He raised me alone after my mom died and built his entire identity around being a good dad. I believed that image for most of my life. Then there was Ethan Caldwell. My closest friend since college. Practically my brother. We shared apartments, covered for each other, talked about starting businesses together. If I trusted anyone outside my family, it was Ethan. That's why the betrayal didn't hit like a punch. It felt more like gravity suddenly disappearing. It started small. A voicemail that cut off too early. A bank alert I didn't recognize. A look my dad exchanged with Ethan at a family dinner. Quick, subtle, rehearsed. I told myself I was paranoid. Stressed. Overthinking. That lie cost me everything. A few weeks later, my dad asked me to come by his office. Same office where he used to help me fill out college applications. He didn't sit behind the desk this time. He stood beside it like this wasn't business. Emily, he said, calm and controlled, I need you to sign something. Just temporary. Asset protection. Legal safety. He spoke fast, confidently. Like someone used to being believed. I noticed Ethan standing by the window, arms crossed, watching me instead of my father. I should have asked questions. Said I signed. 3 weeks later, my card stopped working. My apartment lease was terminated. My savings, the money my mom left me, was gone. Not spent. Transferred. That's when I learned what they'd done. My father had filed for legal guardianship over me. Claimed I was mentally unstable. Financially irresponsible. Influenced by grief. Ethan testified in support of it. Said he was worried about me. Said it was for my own good. I lost my freedom in under 2 months. Court didn't care that I was functional. Or employed. Or sane. They cared about paperwork. About credibility. About who looked trustworthy in a suit. My dad cried on the stand. Ethan avoided eye contact. I slept in my car that winter. Showered at a gym I couldn't afford. Every appeal I filed vanished into delays. My father's law firm shut me down at every turn. But something changed when you take everything from a person. They stop worrying about losing. I started listening. I worked nights at a diner off I-71. The kind of place where professionals forget they're being watched. That's where I learned my father's firm wasn't just aggressive. It was corrupt. Offshore accounts. Shell companies. Money routed through Ethan's startup as consulting fees. They thought I was broken. I was paying attention. I didn't confront them. Didn't post online. Didn't threaten. I waited. Ethan showed up at the diner one night like it was coincidence. Sat in my section. Smiled like he still owned my trust. You holding up? He asked. Trying, I said. That was enough. Over the next few months I let him help just enough. Coffee. Advice. Small favors. People like him need to feel generous to stay careless. While he talked, I listened. While my dad drank at charity events, I memorized names. I enrolled in night classes under a different last name. Learned forensic accounting. Learned how money leaves trails no matter how smart you think you are. Learned how people like my father confuse legality with morality. Then I moved. Not loudly. Not emotionally. I filed an anonymous report with the IRS. Then another. Different departments. Different dates. Every claim backed by truth. I sent documents to a journalist known for boring financial stories. Boring stories scare powerful people. The investigation took 9 months. My father called me the day federal agents raided his office. Emily, he said, voice shaking, you don't know what you've started. I almost laughed. Ethan didn't call. He emailed. Short. Panicked. Asked if I knew anything. I didn't reply. The trial was public. Brutal. Every hidden deal dragged into the light. Ethan flipped first. Reduced sentence. My father didn't. Pride is expensive. When the guardianship was overturned, the judge apologized to me. On record. Some of my assets came back. The rest was seized. Here's the part no one expects. I didn't testify with rage. I testified with facts. And when sentencing ended, my father looked at me like he finally understood who I was. That night, I posted one sentence online. No names. No explanations. Revenge isn't violence. It's patience, evidence, and timing. Ethan vanished after his plea deal. My father is serving 18 years. As for me, I took my life back. And if you're reading this thinking silence means weakness, remember this. The quiet ones aren't losing. They're documenting everything.